Hello, this is Rabbi Klayman. For the month of Elul, that is the month prior to Rosh Hashanah, we are going to share with you thoughts and melodies in preparation for the High Holidays. This year, due to the pandemic, our services will be altered somewhat, and it also means they will be shorter, so that we can properly prepare us emotionally and spiritually for the holiday, even if we are going to share them by Zoom or by some other live streaming. The cantor and I, for many of the days of Elul, will share just a brief thought about one of the themes or one of the prayers on Rosh Hashanah. So for this first selection, I would like to just briefly discuss the subject of Piyyutim, the special liturgical hymns that are prominent during the High Holiday services as a central part of our liturgy. Everyone knows the service is longer than usual on Rosh Hashanah. The culprit? Many liturgical embellishments, extra prayers, written to express specific sentiments about high holiday themes. Most were written by paitanim, liturgical poets. The word paitan comes from piyut. A piyut is a liturgical hymn or poem designated for a special occasion in the Jewish year. These liturgical hymns were written not only for the high holidays, but for Shabbat, for Passover, for weddings, just to name a few. In these special hymns, the author may often express very personal thoughts about God, humanity, sometimes celebrating creation or a specific occasion, sometimes conveying a deep sense of humility when standing before God or considering God's awesomeness in the world. The Piyyutim, the special liturgical poems and hymns for the High Holidays, reflect a sense of reverence as we stand before a compassionate and justice-minded God. Many of these Piyyutim are acrostics, written in alphabetical order, forward or in reverse. Some are quite long, others are brief. Because there were different authors, editors of each machzor, that is the High Holiday prayer book, determine what should be included. They may take an excerpt from a particular liturgical hymn, or they may include it in its entirety. Be advised, just because a specific hymn is inserted in the High Holiday prayer book does not mean it has to be chanted in its entirety or at all. The beauty of the liturgy is that we have an opportunity to select. We can be selective in what we choose, and sometimes we can even find one hymn which has personal meaning and will reflect upon it even if the service continues elsewhere. Some of these Piyyutim have specific themes, such as emphasizing the theme of God as sovereign of the world, a God who is wise or compassionate, and yet sometimes even dispassionate. On Rosh Hashanah, many of these Piyyutim are inserted into the Amidah prayer, reinforcing the reverence for the special day. The most well-known liturgical poet was a man by the name of Kalir, who lived in the land of Israel sometime in the 5th or the 6th century. One of his famous and popular hymns we recite at the beginning of the Amidah. It's a little bit more difficult to appreciate the English translation because the Hebrew is in alphabetical order. But just to give you a taste, it is often chanted in a sing-song responsive way between the cantor and the congregation. You are God in heaven and earth, powerful and revered, celebrated by the multitudes. You live and endure, revered, exalted, and holy. As we prepare for the holidays, and even during the holiday itself, in whatever form you worship, I'd like you to consider a number of things. First of all, think of these special Piyyutim not only as prayers, but think of them as poems. Poems reflective of the author's most intimate thoughts and feelings. Pay attention to the language and discover how what the poet wrote often reflects our own feelings. Perhaps if we consider these hymns as beautiful literature, deeply reflective of our emotions and our joys and our fears, we will come to appreciate and welcome their insertion into our ritual.